Look, I'm gonna go pitcher again. Again, this is a player that I really wanted the Dodgers to go after at the deadline this year, but they weren't totally linked to him. Again, we saw, the Lucas Giolito's, the Rodriguez link was there from the Tigers too, with Eduardo Rodriguez. But this is a player that I would still love to see the Dodgers go after. And I mentioned him earlier. That's Jordan Montgomery. He's 30 years old. He just won the World Series. He's a lefty. And he's been one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball since the 2021 season. He's had 94 starts for 3 different teams, and he's logged a 3.48 ERA in that time. And he was great. He was great. He was kind of slept on, I think, on that Rangers staff with Evaldi and Scherzer, and I think he's been one of the most consistent, good, reliable pitchers these last couple of seasons. And I think there's no reason why the Dodgers shouldn't go after a guy like him, because I just feel like this isn't a player that the Dodgers, this isn't like a risk. I think this is such a safe, reliable player that you can immediately slot in. Like, this isn't going to be a project. Like, the whole Lance Lynn thing was a value get. It was, hey, he's going to give us good games. He's going to be a good starting pitcher for us, but we know he's going to give up home runs. It's when he gives them up, and it's if the offense can answer. And again, going into the playoffs, it was fine. For the most part, it was fine with Lance Lynn. But the playoffs is when it came back to bite you. With Noah Syndergaard, it was like, okay, let's let him work with Pryor. It's going to be a little bit of a project, but it's a value deal, and it didn't work. This is not that. Like, I think that this is an immediate, safe, reliable guy that you can slot in. And if you don't get Yamamoto, I think you need to go out and get the next best starter out there. And I think somebody who gives a player like Blake Snell a run for his money in that category legitimately is Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually one of the ones I have on my list. I have it. It's actually my number 4, but I'm going to skip over my number 3 because I do want to talk. I'll talk about this while we have it, and that is, again, assuming you get Yamamoto. Even if you sign Yamamoto, I put here, get another reliable starter. Now, I put reliable starter because, like you said, Josh, I don't want another one of these reclamation projects. I don't need another Lance Lynn. I don't need another Noah Syndergaard. I know Andrew Heaney, that one kind of worked a couple of years ago. He did get hurt a little. Tyler Anderson was a great find. I don't want these guys you're taking a risk on. I want a guy that's not necessarily a Blake Snell and Aaron Nola, but a guy that, like you said, a Jordan Montgomery. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a solid number 2 and number 3 starter. So I have Jordan Montgomery listed. I also have Sonny Gray, Marcus Stroman, and Michael Wacha. I think Jordan Montgomery's probably, maybe him or Sonny Gray, they're going to get maybe something like close to $1 million. But if you can sign him to like a 4 or 5 year deal, something like that, I think that would be great. Again, so Sonny Gray, Marcus Stroman, Michael Wacha, Jordan Montgomery, a guy that you could sign. You know what you're going to get. Again, you immediately put them as your number 3 starter for next season. They're going to give you innings. They're going to give you quality starts. And again, you're not risking it all by sending Noah Syndergaard and Lance Lynn out to the mound. So I think the Dodgers, again, it's not like a sexy signing like a Blake Snell or an Aaron Nola, the 2 guys that are probably going to get close to $200 million, but a guy that you know is going to be a reliable option in that starting rotation. So one of those guys, Jordan Montgomery, again, he's in there. I'm fine with either.
I'm going to throw in Sonny Gray as well. That's somebody else that I had on my list. He's 34. He's had some up and down years, but he's been really good. And for what you could get him for, probably, I think that would be
he was a Cy Young
signing.
finalist. I think they announced today.
Yeah.
I think he was a Cy Young finalist. So
yeah, and
he's pretty good.
Yeah, he had, his last couple of years, he's been kind of up and down a little bit, but he was terrific. I think that he would be an awesome addition for the Dodgers as well. And I actually didn't have Marcus Stroman on my list, but I think that would be really cool as well. Also, I think I just want to point out that Marcus Stroman the second he put on the Dodgers uniform, he would immediately be the coolest person to have ever put on that uniform because he would look so sick. I just know that he would look so sick in Dodger blue. So Stroman would be sick.
Yeah, so one of these guys, again, not a guy you're throwing $150 million at, but some quality arms the Dodgers could bring in.